think the key thing for us is that we've been around for nearly 100 years as a cannery, and our headline is that we're going to change our business from being a cannery to being offering the consumer products in much more convenient formats. So this co-investment from the Victorian government and Coca-Cola Amatil, which is $100 million, is actually fantastic as the marketing and innovation director, because we now get to bring to life our pipeline of innovation that's really going to deliver to consumers' needs and the changing modern consumer, because cans just isn't what's really going to deliver to that anymore. So in layman's term, or the 101 of dumping, as I say, is that dumping is when a product is sold in this market for lower than the price that it would be sold in a domestic market. So in our case, we've been really successful with the Anti-Dumping Commission around Italian tomatoes. So it's been great success for us for our Ardmona Australian tomatoes. What we've had delivered through the Anti-Dumping Commission is that they actually found that 56% of the all imported tomatoes into this country were actually illegally dumped. So that's a pretty significant number. That they've found that. And two of the largest suppliers out of Italy are now going to have a tariff of 26% applied to them. Well, certainly we think it's going to obviously affect the price points as well. It will help us. It will also help us in terms of that. Again, with our message around Australian, it should help us as well. I mean, the thing I'd say to any people out there and other companies who are looking at it, we've put significant resource behind actually putting that together. There's been a lot of work we've had to do to demonstrate the effect that it's had on us and the effect that it's had on sales since the dumping started in about 2010. And there's been a lot that our company's done to get that to that point to really benefit the tomato industry. So, I mean, what we need now to do is actually use that money to, obviously to get productivity and efficiency gains, but the key piece is that we need to use it to innovate in processes around fruit and vegetables, and use that around packaging that truly delivers to the consumer's needs. So, the critical part for myself and my team now is around how do we actually deliver that, and are we delivering to what their needs are today and into the future, so that we're making sure that investment is right. The other piece that I really strongly believe is that we've got very, very strong brands, and we've talked a little bit before about the effect of the groundswell of community support has had for us, and particularly around SPC as a brand, and because it's our company name as well, we've seen a huge groundswell for that and support. We've seen that in social media, and we've seen that with one consumer out there creating a hashtag out on Twitter of #SPC Sunday, which we've now got had 20 million impressions served up, and we've had 10,000 tweets around that, around supporting us and supporting the local community and growers in Australia. So I believe there's a lot of strength in the brands and love for the brands that we can support as well. Well, I can just talk for SPC. I personally have a real passion about keeping Australian grown and made food in our country. I've got two little kids. I'd like them to grow up and be able to be Australians who get their food from our country. So I'm really happy about the fact that we've been able to keep this company in Australia, save a lot of people in the Golden Valley and farmers in the Golden Valley, and a lot of trees, pear trees, peach trees, etc., tomatoes from that region. So I think that there's a lot that we've shown that about keeping Australian manufacturing alive. And I hope that others learn a lot from us, that there is a lot to be said around buying 100% Australian grown and Australian made, because it actually does resonate with the consumer, and as I said, we've seen a groundswell of support from that. I mean, as recent as the last few weeks, even before the government's decision in Victoria, we had some increases on some of our SKUs of 50% and over. So, that was just goes to show that consumers have been, you know, basically voting with their dollar and going out and putting our product in their shopping trolley.
And has that stayed quite stable as well?
Yeah, we've actually seen some of that even grow a little bit more, but yeah, it's been great. So being an agricultural product now is going to be, you know, can we keep in stock of all of those products and how do we manage that? But that's great news to have. I mean, the key thing for me is to say to consumers is we're not just this can of fruit. You know, we're a lot of other products as well. We're a pretty diversified company, from, you know, vegetable fruit soup products to jams that are made from fruit as well.